What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're here. We're looking at a Baltimore Ravens I did this yesterday. A Baltimore Ravens mock draft. Uh, they now have their first round pick after canceling or rescinding their trade offer for Max Crosby. So going forward, they got what? 3, 6, 8 draft picks, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they could potentially move up somewhere. I don't believe they're going to move up in the first round. I think it would be more of like a second or third round thing. But yeah, so this should be fun. Excited about this. They need a lot of pieces to go right, and they need a lot of draft picks. So let's get into the video. Alright, so we're at pick 14 here. My first instinct is to look for Vega Ione. What are the chances he falls past the Jets and the Bucks? Not good, because we have a trade offer here from Detroit to jump up 30 spots later on in the draft, and we move back 3. It's definitely a very intriguing offer. You also have Mansour Delane, which you don't really have a corner, like you don't have a huge corner need. I think a long-term corner to go opposite of Nate Wiggins is definitely would be a good thing to have. Also Peter Woods here help build that interior offensive line. Now that you just got Trey Hendrickson on the edge, you're not like in desperate need for an edge rusher at this moment. Also, Fano is like an intriguing guy to bring in. I don't think they take their chances. I think they need a guard so badly. They're just going to take Ione. He was great at Penn State. He was one of the best guards I've ever seen play, especially at a Penn State. They've had tackles come out of Penn State, but I don't know if I've seen a guard that good come out of Penn State, or like a lot of places. He's kind of like as a pure guard, very good. He's got the size. That is not happening. 56 and 81. That's intriguing, but where are they moving up from? 56, a couple pick job. Yeah. So I think Vega Ione definitely is going. Like he also has a great personality, which Baltimore would love. So we're gonna take Ione at 14, and now we're here at 45. We've picked 80. Defensive tackle it would be great to take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. He kind of fell. But I think defensive tackle is a huge need, and you have a lot of value here. Christian Miller, potentially. Lee Hunter, I think, is the best out of the 3 available. Caleb Banks, as well, probably has the most upside out of all of these 3. And huge. I think just with what's on the board, you're gonna go Caleb Banks here. Get a little Caleb Banks action. Huge defensive tackle. There has not been a defensive tackle that has scored like him in the combine since Jordan Davis. And there is the injury concerns where he's been injured. He's had injuries. But I think him going and like continuing to try to be on the field shows initiative to where he loves football. And I think that's a piece that Baltimore would love. They obviously got to get him right with his foot. He broke his foot at the combine. Not a great look, so I think he will drop in the draft. So I think him being available at 43 is realistic. But anyway, I think just taking the upside on a defensive tackle like Caleb Banks with his size, his raw power, and his overall raw like ability to rush the passer out of the defensive tackle spot, out of the nose tackle spot, actually, will help that Baltimore defense moving forward. Next pick is 80, so I'll skip to that. All right, so here at pick 80, Lee Hunter is actually available. So it would not be crazy for them to take 2 defensive tackles, considering how much of a need it is for them. I could also see another guard, like Keelan Rutledge, potentially. Center, I don't think you're going to go and take Brian Parker or Golbin, because you need to replace Tyler Linderbaum. But, like, looking at this, like, you need a guy after Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry's time is coming up. So, like, a guy like Jadarian Price would not be a bad pick here. I'm actually going to take that because he can play, like, alongside Derrick Henry to start and help that run game. But also, like, out of the backfield. He's a very good pass catcher out of the backfield. He didn't get to show it much because of Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame. But to be able to have the pass catching ability to come in on downs where Derrick Henry can't play is intriguing, as well as his return ability. He's probably the best return man in this entire draft. And I don't know for sure how badly of a need that is for Baltimore, but it's definitely something to take a look at. So now we're here at 115. I see Malik Muhammad on the board. I think he tested very well at the Combine. I think he's going to... I don't know if they had their pro day yet, but I think he would test very well. He definitely shows a lot of upside. I'm gonna take him. Like, this is kind of just the best player available, and also like a future guy to play alongside of Nate Wiggins there. But we're gonna skip to the next pick at 154. All right, so we're up here at 154. A guy I really wish would have fallen to us, Jake Slaughter. He goes to the Chiefs at 148. I could have potentially traded up there. Definitely would have been smart, but we didn't. So now we got to work with this. We have 162, so I don't think taking a guy like Trey Zune this early. We can definitely get him at 162. We also have, we got to look. We have 162, 173, and 174. We have a lot of draft picks. Got running back. We got corner, we got defensive tackle. Let's look at a wide receiver. This team really needs a wide receiver to go opposite of Zay Flowers. I'm not seeing any. I'm really not. Not that intrigues me. Like Aaron Anderson, just too short. Tight end, Jack Endries. I think, honestly, Jack Endries would be a good pick here. You need a guy who can come in and take over as a backup tight end. You lost like all of your tight ends, so you're really not helping yourself. I mean, you're helping yourself getting Jack Endries, but you need a guy who can back up Mark Andrews. He's getting older. I don't think Endries is like a guy who's going to take over a starting role at some point in his career. I think he's going to be probably a career backup, but in that Baltimore offense, although it is different now, I think he could definitely be used very well, especially with Jesse Minter, who's coming from another Harbaugh system. And I think they use a tight end a lot. Now, 162, that to jump up 20 spots later in the 7th. I don't know. We're going to accept that. We're going to move back again. And we got lucky. Now Trey Zune here at 164. He can hopefully come in, plug and play, and take over, like, fill that role that is missing now from Tyler Linderbaum going to the Raiders. Now, wide receiver wise, it's kind of the same thing. Eric Rivers, nah. there's not a lot of help at running back here. Now, backup quarterback. I am interested in Drew Aller, but we do have later picks, so at like 211 potentially. Offensive tackle, guard, defense. Let's look at another defensive tackle. Nick Barrett. Maybe you need another edge rusher. Tyreek Sapp. We got Caleb Banks already. Why not keep the Florida boys together? We'll take Tyreek Sapp there. Dame Tucker. We kind of got that set up. Owen Heineke. Linebacker's kind of iffy. But I have heard news that the Ravens are trying to get a third safety in their room. Jalen Husky. I'm going to go Jalen Husky here. Just get another guy in that room. All right. We skip forward. Now we're at 211. Up to this point, now we have guard, defensive tackle, running back, corner, tight end, center, edge rusher, and a safety. Definitely could be looking to move these picks to go get future picks, but I think Drew Aller is an interesting guy to go get for this team. They need a backup quarterback. And I think Aller can be, like, they were trying to get Shedeur last year in the draft. So I think getting a guy like Drew Aller as the backup to Lamar, he's never going to play, and potentially a trade piece down the line. Not a bad idea. Colin Wright is here at pick 233. We're also going to look at the offensive line. I think that is an important piece to look at moving forward. Kind of got your Logan Taylor. He's just too tall for me. Schroth out of Notre Dame. Billy Schroth. Honestly, not a bad pick. I'm going to go, No. Armaj Reed Adams out of Texas A&M. That Texas A&M offensive line was great. And also another thing that has happened throughout this draft, we took 2 Florida boys, and now we have taken 2 Texas A&M offensive linemen who are going to potentially be right next to each other moving forward. And you got Vega Ione. So you completely rebuilt your interior offensive line in just this draft. And I think they are all starters. Could be starters on this Ravens offensive line. At least in 2 years from now. So I think Lamar should be pretty happy. Now we have 250. I hope that's the last pick for them. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what's available for them. Yeah, this is the last pick. They have a lot of picks in this draft. Barry and Brown. Supposed to be much faster. I think a wide receiver here. CJ Daniels. Let's go get CJ Daniels. He balled out in the playoffs. He's a great he's not a great wide receiver, but he has the size that Baltimore could be looking for to be like that X type of receiver. This is late for a wide receiver, so he's probably, going forward, he's probably going to get replaced. But I think for this year, just the size of him would benefit that Ravens offense. So let's get to the end of this draft, and we'll go over all these picks. You get a complete rebuild of your offensive and defensive line in this draft. You get Vega Ione, you get Trey Zune, and you get Armaj Reed Adams. 3 very valuable interior offensive linemen. Then on top of that, you get Caleb Banks and Tyreek Sapp out of Florida. Banks is going to need to get healthy. Sapp is not going to play every down. He's kind of like that run, he'll be a run stopper. can be a big edge rusher on the side, on the outside. You have Trey Hendrickson now on a 4-year deal. I would not be surprised if he gets traded or released towards the end of that contract. So having a young guy in there is pretty valuable. You get Jadarian Price, who can be the long-term replacement for one of the best running backs in the league, Derrick Henry. Then you have Malik Muhammad, who can be a corner opposite of Nate Wiggins going forward. And Jack Endries is going to be a tight end. And you get Jalen Husky, who's kind of just like throw a shot in the dark at a safety. Try to get a third safety in that room. Maybe he develops into something good with Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton. And then you have CJ Daniels. I think he would be the size of him would be very valuable in that Ravens offense. So overall, good draft. They have a lot of draft picks in this year's draft. 4, 8, 11 draft picks. That's the same as the Dolphins. And I mean, well, we kind of traded, but we moved around. Kind of cool here. They traded their 2 picks, and we got both of the Texas A&M interior offensive linemen there. For the Ravens, I kind of expect them to move out of a lot of these picks. They're probably not going to take all these players. Roster-wise, they're probably going to want to upgrade through like proven talent already, with them trying to make a Super Bowl push now. But you need draft picks in the future as well, so they could move off of these picks and go get future draft capital. Who knows? We'll see on April 24th. That's like the second and third round. I don't expect them to move back from 14. Overall, good mock draft. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.